Did you know that starting a business in the entertainment capital of the world without the right paperwork can literally shut you down before you even make your very first dollar? It's true. Operating illegally out here can mean massive fines, backdated fees, and even permanent denial of the permits you actually need to survive. So let's dive right into this explainer and completely demystify the process of legally starting your business in Las Vegas. We're going to take what looks like a chaotic bureaucratic web and turn it into a clear, actionable roadmap. That way, you can focus on building your dream instead of, drowning in red tape.
Here's a surprising fact that trips up so many beginners right out of the gate. A Las Vegas, Nevada mailing address absolutely does not guarantee that you're located inside the actual city limits. Actually, a massive chunk of the Las Vegas Valley, including a lot of the famous Strip itself, is technically located in unincorporated Clark County. Just assuming you know your jurisdiction by glancing at your zip code is actually the #1 reason new applications get rejected, and it throws entrepreneurs into a messy maze of different licensing rules and frustrating delays.
To make this whole complex topic totally accessible, we've structured our explainer into a clear roadmap. We'll be covering why license in Las Vegas, knowing your license types, the 5 steps to get licensed, business license costs and fees, compliance and overcoming challenges, and finally, next steps and a quick disclaimer. All right, kicking things off with Section 1, why license in Las Vegas. Let's talk about how the whole nesting doll situation of Nevada's local government actually works, because having a state license is really only half the battle. This really highlights the biggest pitfall for new business owners. Depending on your exact physical address, you might fall under the City of Las Vegas, the City of Henderson, North Las Vegas, Boulder City, or unincorporated Clark County. And get this, every single one of these municipalities has totally different rules, completely different fee structures, and their own zoning laws. You can't just grab a state of Nevada license and unlock your doors. You have to secure authorization from the specific local municipality where your physical storefront or even your home office is located. Moving on to Section 2, knowing your license types. Now, it's absolutely crucial to understand that not all businesses are treated the same by local regulators. The level of scrutiny you're going to face depends entirely on what exactly you're selling. So, local licenses generally fall into 3 main buckets. First up, you have the general license. This is for standard operations, like retail shops or administrative offices. They're pretty straightforward and you can often just apply for them online. Then there's the regulated license. This is for businesses that need a little bit more oversight. Think locksmiths, massage therapists, or mobile food vendors. And finally, the big one, the privileged license. If you're opening an establishment that serves alcohol or operates slot machines, you need this one. It involves extensive financial disclosures, really detailed background checks by the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, and definitely some significant processing time. Knowing which category you fall into early on dictates your entire path and your budget.
Which brings us to Section 3, 5 steps to get licensed. Let's take all that chaotic bureaucratic web we just talked about and turn it into a super clear, linear journey. Here are the exact 5 sequential steps every aspiring business owner absolutely must take to legally open their doors in the Las Vegas Valley. Determine jurisdiction and zoning, get your Nevada state business license, register with the Department of Taxation, file a fictitious firm name or DBA, and finally, get that local business license. And a quick warning, if you try to skip ahead and apply for Step 5 before knocking out Steps 2, 3, and 4, your application will just be terminated. And no, you will not get your application fees back. Let's break these down.
Okay, the absolutely crucial point in Step 1 is to always use the official online jurisdiction locator map provided by the county. Once you lock down your jurisdiction, you have to contact their comprehensive planning department to confirm that your zoning actually permits your specific business activity. And please, do this before you ever sign a commercial lease or start swinging hammers for a build-out. A property might look absolutely perfect, but if the local zoning laws forbid your type of business there, well, you're out of luck. Now, Steps 2 and 3 happen up at the state level. You're going to want to head over to the state's official Silver Flume online portal to form your legal entity, like an LLC, and snag your overarching Nevada state business license. After that, you must register with the Nevada Department of Taxation. If you're selling physical goods, you'll need a sales tax permit. And if you plan on hiring employees, you'll have to set up accounts for the modified business tax and unemployment insurance. Based on the official guide from the Nevada Small Business Development Center, Step 4 requires filing a fictitious firm name, which you might know as a DBA or doing business as. You file this right with the county clerk. This is a strict requirement if you plan to advertise or operate under literally any name other than your official legal corporate name or your own personal legal name. And finally, we hit Step 5, applying for your local license with your specific city or the county. But listen closely here because this is huge.
You need to make absolutely sure your DBA owner name perfectly matches the entity name displayed on your Nevada state documents. If there's even a slight discrepancy, the local clerk is going to reject your application. You'll also need to hand over rock-solid proof of your state license and your taxation registration.
All right, let's talk numbers in Section 4, Business License Costs and Fees. Getting licensed obviously requires some capital, so let's break down exactly what you should expect to spend during startup so there are zero surprises. Let's look at the math here. For a standard LLC opening up inside the city of Las Vegas, the state license is $200, the initial list filing is $150, the articles of organization run about $75, and the city general license sits at $300. Add in a $15 tax permit, and a standard startup should expect to pay somewhere around $640 to $740 in initial state and local filing fees. But keep in mind, if you decide to form a corporation instead of an LLC, that state license jumps from $200 to $500. And of course, if you're in a high-risk or privileged industry like gaming or alcohol, those local fees are going to be significantly higher. Now for Section 5, Compliance and Overcoming Challenges. Because securing that license is really just day one. Maintaining it requires strict adherence to local compliance deadlines. Missing a deadline in Vegas can result in immediate penalties, literally the very next day.
As you can see on our 2025 compliance calendar, keeping your business fully legal means tracking a bunch of overlapping, totally non-standard deadlines. For example, the City of Las Vegas requires semi-annual gross receipts license renewals on January 15th and July 15th. But here's the kicker. Your Nevada state license renewal isn't tied to the calendar year at all. It's actually due on the last day of the month in which you originally formed your entity. On top of that, you also have quarterly payroll taxes and an annual business personal property declaration that's due to the county assessor by July 31st.
This expert advice from Kaizen Strategies hits the nail on the head regarding one of the most devastating challenges for new entrepreneurs. I literally cannot stress this enough. Sinking your hard-earned money into a location that local zoning laws simply won't let you use is an absolute nightmare scenario. Always, always verify before you buy or sign anything.
To help you overcome some other common hurdles, let's go over a few quick best practices. First up, a state license never replaces a local one. Period. Second, if you're running a business out of your spare bedroom in the city of Las Vegas, yes, you still need a license, and it needs to be accompanied by a $50 home occupation permit. And finally, if you run a mobile business, like maybe a food truck, a plumbing service, or you're a delivery driver, and you travel across city lines to serve customers, well, one license might not be enough. You might actually need to secure a completely separate business license for every single municipality you do business in.
Wrapping things up with Section 6, Next Steps and Disclaimer. Let's see how all this information builds into a real, actionable plan you can start executing on today.
Your actionable next steps here are pretty straightforward. First, pinpoint your exact jurisdiction today using the online county map. Next, gather up your identification and business plan documents. Then, head over to the Silver Flume portal to register your legal entity and snag that state license. And finally, set up automated reminders for your compliance calendar so you never, ever miss a renewal fee or get hit with a silly penalty.
Now, before you go out there and conquer the Las Vegas market, please keep in mind that the information in this explainer is for general guidance only. You should absolutely always consult a legal professional, a CPA, or the local business license office for personalized advice that's tailored strictly to your specific situation. The rules change, and hey, every single business is unique. So now that you're armed with this roadmap and a really clear understanding of the rules, what kind of business are you going to start in the entertainment capital of the world?